Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we're painting the Kraken,
That's right,
our
folks.
first non-dragon of the month.
That's exactly. We've been waiting to paint this guy up for quite a while. The little guy will be using the Folk Art Neon Green, Vallejo's Glossy Black. I'll be using the same colors on the tentacles, but I'm going to let him start off the painting. And I'll probably use the Army Painter Oak Brown on the rowboat, the oars, and the chest. But while he paints that, I want to show you guys something special that just happens to go along with the Kraken theme that we're doing. We just received our Sisters of the Kraken cult Kickstarter in the mail. Not one day after I asked them if they'd shipped it, it was already in the mail and at my front door. You got a whole bunch of them to choose from, whatever you feel comfortable with. No. Say whatever you feel comfortable with, and I tell them no, right? I'd like to read a little bit, and then I'm going to show you what we actually got. Hail, adventurers. This is from Midlam Miniatures. It says, Hail, adventurers. Thank you for backing our Kickstarter project, Sisters of the Kraken Cult. Your help has allowed us to fund this production of all 10 new miniatures in this range. Please find and close your Kickstarter miniatures reward with our gratitude. We hope you will join us again for further adventures. Yours, the High Wizard of Midlam. I don't know if you can see that picture. That's kind of a give you the gist of what we're looking at. It was a Kickstarter of 10 very Call of Cthulhu looking miniatures. These two are actually dead, which is, I thought, kind of humorous.
Well, actually, he didn't know why they were.
Yeah, at first I didn't know why they were flat backed, and then I went and looked on the campaign site and found out that they were. Let's lay him down to her. They're all female Call of Cthulhu miniatures. Actually, that doesn't belong. In various poses, various styles, various weapons and gear. And then this big bad monstrosity, I'm not sure what it is. It looks like some sort of polyp creature from Call of Cthulhu. Each one of them has a name.
Polyp.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing. And each one of these has an actual name. As in they're like, priesthood of the Kraken, which I thought went along just, perfectly with the fact that the little guy's painting the Kraken. And
even though much like my Kraken from years ago, looks nothing like the Kraken.
And in addition to the sisters, there's also a neat little line of fishmen, also known as deep ones, which I'm actually more fond of these than the actual sisters. I don't have any deep ones except in my
I didn't know the deep ones were frogmen.
I have something like this in my Cthulhu Wars collection, but I don't really consider them this kind of a miniature. They also came with miniature bases for all of them except, I'm guessing, the ones that are dead.
There's one updated base.
Yeah. And we'll be painting these up by the end of the month. Mistake brush.
Oh. Really big mistake to Is it a mistake?
No, the smaller one is, and I'll get you a paper towel to assist with that. I should have done that in the first place, but we've had a very, very busy weekend, as you can see by the sign in the background. Someone just celebrated a birthday a while ago, and we've actually still left that up because we just milk things, for as much as we can. But I really enjoyed these fish folk. The whole Kickstarter was very affordable. It was a very nice deal. I just came across it just because it was thrown in my feed for Kickstarter emails that I get because I've backed so many Kickstarters lately. The little guy here is actually going to back his very first Kickstarter
No, well, technically he will, but I'll pay for it.
Right. Well, we can do it in your name. I don't see why not. Well, maybe not because of the credit card issue.
Yes.
But he'll be backing his very first Kickstarter, and I'm sure he'll talk about that later. But I hope you guys go over and check out Midlam Miniatures. Tell them I sent you. I'm looking forward to their next Kickstarter. They just had one that followed this very quickly, but I wasn't really interested because it's a group of medieval fantasy townsfolk that all happen to be children. And I believe we're getting a few of those with the Woodhaven Kickstarter we just backed. So I'm going to go with those. If Midlam puts out any more, Kraken Cult or Call of Cthulhu,
Anything that is,
Call of Cthulhu looking or related,
or that
probably.
or that he deems to be something that he likes.
Yeah, if they put out something that I like, I'll grab it, provided it goes along with one of the games or themes that we're doing for that particular time period. So I'm gonna now start painting up the rowboat. Just gonna give it a quick overall coat of wood oak brown. Then I'll go over it with a dark wash, and then maybe some highlights and maybe some of the other planks like the seats and the slats in the inside and the oar housings. Those will be brass. Maybe I'll put some brass in the front of the boat. But it's just a simple rowboat. Don't need to make it too fancy. Maybe give it a brass railing around the edge. We'll see how that
I
goes.
don't think that's necessary.
Yeah. It's just
And
a
if it
simple.
would have that, it probably just be.
I was thinking though, what we could really use is a second one of this rowboat. This exact rowboat.
It didn't come with the Kraken.
Yeah, it did. If any of you out there have an extra one you want to cut loose with from the Kraken,
So it's
yeah, I'd be happy to pick it up because I want to mount these to the side of the Falling Star because normally a sailing ship would have at least 2 lifeboats or rowboats to leave the vessel to go fishing.
Doing an extra credit.
Yeah, otherwise I have to make up 2 identical rowboats to mount to the Falling Star, and that just seems like a lot more work than is necessary. I'd hate to have to. Hey, it's a finger puppet. I'd hate to have to go and buy another Kraken just to get a rowboat. So if any
that's not the best decision.
Yeah. So if any of you out there have an extra rowboat from the Kraken you don't mind getting rid of, let me know. Because, I would really like to pick one of those up. And I really like this Kraken miniature. I know the little guy's going to do a bang-up job on it. It's definitely very different from how I would have sculpted, a Kraken. Like the little guy said, I would have probably just made it a squid of some sort. And I just want to show off this paintbrush. I've had this paintbrush literally 40 years. It came with a Dungeon Dwellers Heritage Miniatures paint and play set, and I still keep using this brush for all kinds of things. It's a really cheap, paintbrush, possibly the cheapest paintbrushes that have ever been made. But I still like to break it out every once in a while, and I thought this would be the perfect time. I usually use it for dry brushing.
And I don't think I should use this brush.
Okay, you want to grab another one? Just leave that one in the water and move on to another one. But I'm just going to give this a simple coat of brown. It's nothing too fancy. It's a nice rowboat, don't get me wrong. I actually like it almost as much as the other one I was talking about, which I'm pretty sure is a Reaper Bones Black rowboat.
Yeah, Bones Black.
Yeah, I think it is. And the reason I like that one is because it's got a few little details, like a basket of fish and a pile of rope, I think, and just some little extra, details. It just.
But this was only meant to be additional.
Yeah, it was just sort of a bonus miniature with the Kraken, I think. We did also pick up the Sky Coach, which we're looking forward to.
He is.
Painting.
I'm kind of tired of painting boats. Sadly, I'll need to do that again later this month.
But I think we'll I think we'll actually get a second Sky Coach because they're very small, a lot smaller than I anticipated, and they would look like they would make for a neat little encounter of, you know, a small group of sky pirates of some sort. If you know, need encounters for the falling star, and you're done with the sharks and the orcas and the giant squids and sea monsters, all of which we've done this month and last.
There's also going to be one monster that we're gonna make possibly as extra credit, and if you want it enough,
At least two, because I'm going to do the one I told you about. I just need to get off my butt and get it going. I could probably whip it out in a day.
I know, but which other one would you be talking about?
The big round one.
Oh, the big round one?
Yeah, I don't want to give it away.
I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about.
Are you talking about the one that we bought that we didn't like the miniature?
No, not that one at all.
Okay, well we did like the miniature, but we didn't think it was.
Yeah, it was just not what we were expecting.
Oh.
So we're gonna take it and remake it, and we'll do a video. Well, not a video, but maybe. But we'll show that off later. But in the meantime, we kind of need to finish what we started, that being the sea serpent and the other crafts for this month. We'll only be doing 3 crafts this month because one of them is a 2-parter, and we're not sure if it's going to be the sea serpent that'll be the 2-parter.
No, we already know it's not going to be the sea serpent.
Okay, I think it.
I thought we already decided that.
And then we have a quick craft and then another epic craft.
Epic.
We hope you guys are all out there having a nice 4th of July, and you're actually watching this video sometime around midnight or Monday morning, not wasting your time on YouTube. No offense, YouTube, but it is a holiday and people should be out there enjoying the weekend. Because we had a great weekend. Hope you guys did too. I want to thank everybody who came over this weekend, helped us celebrate the little guy's birthday. And grim to say, little guy appreciates your happy birthday wishes.
I can paint it white.
As does all of the family members that came over to visit. It was a very nice weekend. And as soon as we're done with this video, we're going to go to another barbecue and have more hamburgers. Can't think of anything more American than that. Can you guys?
Alright.
I'm a huge hamburger fan. I could eat hamburgers every day of the week and they'd all be different. And I don't mean fast food. I mean, I could make different hamburger for every day of the week.
Well, yeah, but then wouldn't you
Balloon up and weigh 400 pounds? Probably.
And then you would probably stop breathing after a while?
Yeah, I'd probably get some sort of horrible hamburger eating diseases, mad cow, something like that. But I'm a big hamburger fan. Just to let you guys know, you ever want to send me something in the mail, hamburgers will work just fine. My uncles once, who lived in Chicago, actually came to visit us, and they literally brought White Castle hamburgers all the way from Chicago, and they were still kind of warm when they got here. I don't know how they managed it, but for you White Castle fans out there, they're really not that great. Which is funny because the little guy's very first hamburger he ever had was a White Castle hamburger.
Really?
Yes, it was. I even have I think I have a photograph of you eating that very hamburger. You were like not even 2 years old.
So like
Yeah.
6 years ago?
No, like 10 years ago? You forget how old you are?
No, I'm making fun of someone who is not intelligent.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that could possibly be.
I know.
It's not me.
I never said it was you.
Okay, well, if you were implying it was me. It's
What?
not me. No, nothing. Let's just paint. Because I'm just about done with this rowboat where I'm going to use this color. Then I'll go over with a lighter brown. And then hit the whole thing with a Army Painter dark tone wash. And believe it or not, folks, I need to make another paint order.
Paint order?
Yep. I know we just got 25 new paints in the mail last week, but
You need to buy new paint.
because I need to buy some Reaper paint, and I'm running out of a few other colors. When I was reorganizing my paint rack, I found out that some of the colors that I use regularly are just about gone.
Okay, how do I put this guy down?
Just go ahead and put them down on a napkin, and that way if he actually sticks to the napkin, we can just tear off the paper and scrape off whatever sticks with an X-Acto knife, or maybe even our new hot knife that we just picked up, which
Yes, we did get a hot knife.
and
which
we like it a lot. We'll show that off maybe next
Whenever we
week.
run out of ideas.
Yeah, if you can get one. The one we got is at Hobby Lobby, and I forget the name of it. But if you can grab one, it's
Hobby Lobby is slowly becoming one of my favorite stores, but the dollar store is still probably
Okay.
better.
well, I don't know about better, but
Well, I mean, we get more stuff there.
yeah. But if you can grab yourself a hot knife, it will become one of your favorite tools, especially when it comes to removing pieces from sprues. We tested that out this morning, and that's going to be a game changer when it comes to the really, really thin pieces that you need to remove. Little guy was he's building some skeletons,
Yes.
and you know,
The very same skeletons I got for Christmas.
yeah, he got me a box of skeletons for
That
Christmas.
goes in the video.
Yes, it was in our Christmas celebration video, because I just wanted some generic, not really, army specific, and even though they are from a game that I'm not really terribly interested in, it does look like it might have some interesting qualities, but I don't feel like buying an elven and an orc army to start wargaming with. But skeletons, as you guys probably all know, are very spindly, and if you try to use your basic hobby clippers, you could end up with some broken bones. Not you personally, but your miniatures could easily break from trying to clip them out. And with a hot knife, you can literally, really get up close and clean them or pull them out of the sprues without ruining any of the pieces, which, I don't mind, every once in a while having to glue a piece together, but with a skeleton army or, some other things I can think of, like those Robotech pieces, oh my god.
Oh.
Did you mess up?
No.
Yeah, we were looking at my aftermarket picked up the Robotech Kickstarter game, and it's got dozens
Even
of
though
tiny.
the Kickstarter was awful.
Yeah, the Kickstarter was legendarily awful. And even though I'm a big fan of Robotech and the Rifts Palladium and Robotech books and things like that, I missed out on the Kickstarter. I didn't exactly miss out. I knew it was going on, but I just didn't think it was going to be, something I wanted to invest in at the time. This was years ago, and I wasn't really doing a lot of Kickstarters. And no, it's a different story. And I just didn't want to, go all in. And I thought I'd just get them afterwards. And sure enough, I picked them up from Miniature Market, and it looks like, a lot of fun. But the pieces again are very spindly, very tiny little pieces. And I would hate to ruin something because I clipped it and then lost it because it went flying across the room, and it's, a couple of millimeters in size and shape, and then never find it again. This way, with a hot knife, nothing's going to go flying across the room when you clip it out, and you will make sure you don't destroy the piece when you clip it out. Again, all those things we'll probably go over when we show off that particular piece. Now,
I think.
we've actually been working on another group of tips for our next tip video, because in the last 6 months since our last tip video. I've learned some new tricks, and I'd like to share them with you guys.
I made the biggest mistake in this entire month, probably.
I don't know about that. Gluing your hand to anything is
Okay, that was not. No,
You all right there?
what?
You all right there?
What do you mean?
You look like you're having technical difficulties.
That's not the word I would use.
Okay.
The word I would use is the mistake brush doesn't work when it's black.
Oh. Well, maybe you just need a lot more water and a lot more paper towel. And there's always this other really cool invention. You know what that is? White paint. If you can't get the mistake brush to work, just give it another coat of really, really watered down white paint until you can cover up the mistake.
And while mistake brushes are good, they can sometimes even cause more mistakes if the water drips down.
Right. Yeah, you do have to be kind of careful. But it's all part of the learning process, and this little guy has been learning.
Process?
Learning process, yes.
I need to trust the process.
No. The little guy has been learning a lot and really, really diving into the whole hobby lately. He's made me quite proud. He's done quite a lot of interesting, neat ideas lately. And to the point that I'm running out of miniatures and things I was going to work on because he's beat me to the punch. So much for my pile of shame, huh? So there's a big tip for you guys, all you dads out there. You need a local gamer. You need to get rid of your pile of shame. Have a son, have a daughter, teach them the craft, the trade, and let them pick up your light work.
I think I don't want for this video.
All right.
Actually, I don't know if you're ready to.
Yeah, I'm done for the night. I have nothing else I can do other than say thank you, Midlam Miniatures, for sending us this in literally the most perfect timing event I've ever seen.
You open this?
I couldn't have asked for this to show up,
Oh.
If it would have showed up a day sooner, that'd have been weird. But even a day later, we probably wouldn't have been able to get this video out to you guys. And I hope all of you over at Midlam Miniatures watch the video and maybe subscribe and let us know when your next project's coming out, because I really like these guys. I was tempted to base them and primer them for the video, but I decided against it, and that'll be something I'll do tomorrow. Right after breakfast, I'll prime them and base them and start painting them, and then we'll show them off at the end of the month for the show-off show.
By the way, should we hint at about anything?
What do you want to hint about?
Not yet.
Okay, I guess no hints. So from all of us here at Shadow and Sun, thank you guys for stopping by this weekend. We love you guys, and have a great 4th of July, and we will see you Tuesday. Say goodnight, sport.
Yes.
And thank you.
Yes. I'll put this down on the napkin. Wait. Yes.
I thought you were going to just end it deadpan. Yes. Good night, everybody.
Yes. Good night.
And
Wait, good night.
good night.
Yes. Good night. And thanks you for watching. And we will see you when it is actually night.
Oh, that's right. We're filming this video very early because.
I thought you would know.
Bye, everybody.